The Golden Globe nominations are out, which means it's time to play our favorite game, Who Should Win and Who Will Win, Film Edition. And for the first time ever when it comes to the Golden Globes, I'm going to do a TV edition as well. So stay tuned for that video later today. Now, I understand that this year, some of you might not be as excited to play Who Should Win and Who Will Win, because the nominations some of them range from boring to downright infuriating. And the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, I think, has really missed an opportunity here to do something different, because with coronavirus, there was an excuse to think outside the box, with not as crowded a field. So that kind of would give you the opportunity to maybe recognize something you normally wouldn't. But the Hollywood Foreign Press Association said, no, thank you. We're going to nominate the same stuff we always do, sticking to our usual themes and also talent. People who have deep Hollywood Foreign Press Association relationships, which I think explains some of the nominations you're about to see. Mank is the most nominated film, and I really like the first 2/3 of Mank, but the last third, it's unwatchable. But as I've been telling you since I saw Mank, I suspected it would do well with awards voters, because Hollywood loves movies about itself. And if you can throw politics in there as well, as you can see, you get the most nominations. But for those of you deeply disappointed by what's happened today, there's still hope for 2021's awards season, because the Academy has been working to diversify and modernize its membership, while the Hollywood Foreign Press Association has stayed largely the same. So the Oscar nominations, which come out March 15th, could fix a lot of what's wrong here. Also, movies like Judas and the Black Messiah just got their awards campaign rolling, and maybe might have been started a little bit too late for the Golden Globes. So let's play anyway. Let's play Who Should Win, Who Will Win, Hate Watch Edition. All right, so Best Motion Picture Drama: The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and Trial of the Chicago 7. No Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, no Da 5 Bloods. The Da 5 Bloods, by the way, was totally shut out, which is horrible. And no Judas and the Black Messiah. That's very unfortunate, and I think a real missed opportunity, again, by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. But of the films that they did pick, I think Mank will win. You don't get the most nominations for nothing. That means that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association really likes your movie. So I think Mank will win. I think Promising Young Woman should win. And there's always there's always a chance for an upset. And I want to point out that Margot Robbie is a producer on Promising Young Woman, and that would be really exciting. It would be a little bit like a Brad Pitt move, where she would win her first major awards for producing instead of acting. That would be really cool. Good for her. Diversify that portfolio, Margot. All right, so Best Actress Drama: Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Andra Day for The United States versus Billie Holiday. That's a Lee Daniels movie. And I think that, I haven't seen that film yet, but I believe his involvement is what you're going to, I think that's why why that did a little better than some of the other films like it. Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. I think Carey Mulligan will and should win. I think her performance was phenomenal, and I think that she is most likely to win to represent that film. And of course, as we've discussed every year when there are award seasons, award shows try to be democratic and spread the love out amongst films. So Promising Young Woman, they wanted to walk away with something, and I think that this is what it's most likely to actually win. I think you could always see an upset here with like Frances McDormand maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be Carey Mulligan, and I would be thrilled. Best Actor Drama. This is exciting. All right, so Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank. That's a ridiculous nomination. He just did the same old, and then Tahar Rahim for The Mauritanian. Now, Chadwick Boseman obviously will win and should win, because it's his last chance, because he so tragically passed away. But I do think that it's very exciting that you have an actor of Pakistani descent and Algerian descent nominated. That's a big breakthrough. That's very exciting. And Dev Patel is over in the Best Actor Musical or Comedy section. So I think that's very nice to see. That's the two nice things in terms of progress this year are this, and then also that you have 3 women nominated for director, which is that's very cool. All right, so anyway, I don't think any of them are going to win, but they got nominated. All right, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So, but I'm very happy for that talent to be recognized. All right, Best Picture, musical or comedy. This is so weak. All right, Borat Subsequent Moviefilm, Hamilton, music. What the heck is this? This is a movie written and directed by Sia, starring Kate Hudson, who's also nominated. Palm Springs. I know some of you liked Palm Springs, but I just think that's insulting to all the other noms. And then the Prom as well. I think that the Prom should win out of this group. I mean, I know that Hamilton has a lot of fans, but that's the same theatrical performance from all of its Tony wins. Literally, they just recorded a theatrical performance. No new effort was made. So I'm against awarding that in the film category because it's not a film piece of work. So that frustrates me. I don't feel Hamilton really qualifies in my opinion. And as I've told you before, the Oscars have said that it doesn't. But the Golden Globes doesn't agree. I think that there's a chance, though, because Borat has, more nominations than the rest of the films in this category, that Borat could win. I think Borat did nothing new than the first film. So I think to reward that would be a waste. But as I said, it's a weak category. But I would go with the Prom. And I think the Prom has a shot at winning. All right, Best Actress, musical or comedy. Maria Bakalova for Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. Kate Hudson for music, that film music. Michelle Pfeiffer for French Exit. I mean, the female categories I had trouble filling mine for Critics' Choice. It was a tough year for women in film, not in TV. But in film, it was a tough year. Rosamund Pike for I Care a Lot. That's very exciting. And then Anya Taylor-Joy for Emma. Anya Taylor-Joy also, of course, is nominated in the television area for Queen's Gambit. I think that out of everybody here, I would love to see Rosamund Pike win for I Care a Lot, which looks like a cool movie. And I think we all feel that Rosamund Pike just did not get enough of a career boost or recognition for Gone Girl. So I would like to see her win. But I think Maria Bakalova will win for Borat, which... I thought she was nice. She did a nice job, but I don't think she did anything that was really extraordinary, to be honest with you. But I think she's going to win it. All right, Best Actor, musical or comedy. Sacha Baron Cohen, one of 2 nominations for him. I think he should maybe win the other one, but we'll talk about it. Okay, so then James Corden for The Prom. That's just so insulting. You're talking about a film that's supposed to be about LGBT representation, and then the one straight actor playing gay gets the nomination? And it should have been a role, as I said in my review, it should have been race-bent, quite frankly, because of the lack of that kind of representation in the film. I like James Corden, but he should be embarrassed by that nomination. He's probably like, that's the worst thing that could have come out of this boy. I think it's just going to really put a spotlight on how bad an idea it was for him to be in the movie. Even though he did a good job, it underlines like old Hollywood and everything everybody's trying to change. So it's a bad nomination. Lin-Manuel Miranda for Hamilton, same argument here. It's his theatrical performance from the stage. Dev Patel for The Personal History of David Copperfield. I love Dev Patel, but I have not heard great things about that movie. And then Andy Samberg for Palm Springs. Again, I think it's insulting to the rest of the people in this category. But he's like, at least I'm not James Corden. All right, I think that Sacha Baron Cohen will win this category. And I think out of this group, I guess he should. It's weak. All right, and they could have done something interesting there, All right, so anyway, Best Animated Film. The Croods, A New Age. Don't laugh, it was a great movie. Onward, Over the Moon, Soul, double nominations for Pixar, and Wolfwalkers. AT&T's like, yay, us. I think that Soul will win, and I think that it should win. Although I would be happy if Onward won as well. I think Pixar had a great year in 2020. Banner year. Fantastic work. They're back in it, baby. They're firing with all cylinders. I was very impressed with both those films. The Croods is good, but it's not Best Animated Film good. All right, so anyway. Best Foreign Language Film. Another Round from Denmark. La Llorona from Guatemala and France. The Life Ahead from Italy. That's that Sophia Loren film on Netflix. Minari This was made in the USA, but it is mostly in a foreign language, and this was a big controversy, as you might recall recently. And this is the only nomination that Minari got. I saw Minari. I did not care for that movie, so I think it's lucky to get this nomination. And then two of us from France and the USA. I think that it's between The Life Ahead, because it's got Sophia Loren in it, and Minari because of the controversy. So I think one of those will, and I guess should win. All right, Best Supporting Actress. They don't divide this between the two, drama, musical, or comedy. There's just one Best Supporting Actress and one Best Supporting Actor. All right, Best Supporting Actress. Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. That was an offensive performance, in my opinion. Olivia Colman for The Father. Jodie Foster for The Mauritanian. Second nomination for that. And then Amanda Seyfried for Mank. Yay, I'm very happy. I nominated her, too, for Critics' Choice. And then Helena Zengel for News of the World. She did a great job. I nominated both of them, in fact. I think Glenn Close and Olivia Colman ain't doing nothing new here. So I don't think either one of them has a chance at winning. Unless, again, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association just can't help themselves. But I think that it's between Jodie Foster, Amanda Seyfried, and Helena Zengel. And I think that it could be any one of them, quite frankly. I'd like to see it go to Amanda Seyfried because she's worked for so long, and I think she finally got a role where she could really act and prove herself as a serious actress, and she did it. I thought she did a really nice job with that. I really liked Helena Zengel as well, though. So, I don't think I'd be disappointed with any of those, but I'd like to see Amanda Seyfried get it. All right, Best Supporting Actor, Sacha Baron Cohen, Trial of the Chicago 7. Daniel Kaluuya, their one nomination besides Best Song, Judas and the Black Messiah. Jared Leto for The Little Things. If you saw that movie, you would realize how ridiculous this nomination is. Bill Murray for On the Rocks. Woo, Apple TV. And then Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. I did not care for that film, but I do like Leslie. I like everybody associated with that film. I just don't like the way it turned out. So who will win? I think it's between Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, and Leslie Odom Jr. He could be an outside win. I think he also was in Hamilton, but this is a performance for film, and he's playing Sam Cooke, who is an incredible talent. Also doesn't get enough recognition and had a tragic death. So, although so did Fred Hampton, that Daniel Kaluuya is playing. They're all very important roles. I think it's between, as I said, Sacha Baron Cohen, Daniel Kaluuya, and Leslie Odom Jr. I'd like to see Daniel Kaluuya get it. I think he did the best job out of the group. I think he truly did the best acting. He was phenomenal. He should win it. But I think it's between those three. Best Director. As I said, 3 women. Very exciting. And I think all of them are deserving. I love Regina King so much. I thought she did not do a good job with One Night in Miami, but I love her. So I'm just happy to see her get the recognition. All right, Best Director. Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, David Fincher for Mank, Regina King for One Night in Miami, Aaron Sorkin for Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. I gotta tell you, I think David Fincher's gonna win because I think Mank was incredibly well directed and he does not have any recognition as a director to date, and he is much further along in his career than any of those women. Aaron Sorkin, he shouldn't be nominated in this category. He did a horrible job directing that movie. He just, as I said in my review, put the camera up and said, "Speak my lines." So it's ridiculous that he's nominated. But he is. I think that should have gone to someone like Shaka King for Judas and the Black Messiah. I would have much preferred that. Even Spike Lee for Da 5 Bloods, although Spike Lee, of course, already has a lot of recognition. But anyway, I think that who should win, I think David Fincher I do think he deserves it. And I think that if there is a chance for an upset from a female director, it will be Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. I think she has a lot of support, a lot of traction. They've been campaigning for that film for almost a year. People were like, "Oh, Nomadland's going to be a big winner." And so that's an incredible campaign, and that sometimes can be hard to overcome, especially if you're old school voters like the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Okay, Best Screenplay. Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. Jack Fincher, David Fincher's father, for Mank. Aaron Sorkin for Trial of the Chicago 7. Florian Zeller and Christopher Hampton for The Father. And Chloe Zhao again for Nomadland. I think it should be between Emerald Fennell and Aaron Sorkin. 2 fantastic writers, very well written movies. But I think it actually will be between Aaron Sorkin and Jack Fincher for Mank, because he passed away, and it's such a great awards story. Oh, father and son working together. Who finally gets David Fincher's most recognized movie? His father from Beyond the Grave. That's the awards campaign I'm sure they're running. So I think it'll actually be between Fincher and Sorkin. Then Best Original Score. Alexander Desplat for The Midnight Sky. Ludwig Göransson, I love that guy, from Tenet. James Newton Howard for News of the World. And then double nominations for Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. First for Mank, and then with John Batiste for Soul. I think Soul should and will win. I think it's just such a phenomenal score. I mean, you never know how politics could work out, but I think that Soul is just so far and above and beyond and has such range. With those three individuals working together, to do both the techno and then also the jazz scores, it would be just absolutely horrible if it didn't win. Then finally, Best Original Song. Now, as I recently said, I can't stand it when they nominate songs that aren't in the actual movie but just play over the end credits. But I'm fighting a losing battle on that. But so here are the Best Original Song nominees: "Fight for You" from Judas and the Black Messiah. "Hear My Voice" from Trial of the Chicago 7, EOC from The Life Ahead, "Speak Now," One Night in Miami, and then Tigress and Tweed from The United States versus Billie Holiday. I'm going to go with "Speak Now" for One Night in Miami. Leslie Odom Jr. is a phenomenal singer. He's playing Sam Cooke, singing the song, and I think Leslie Odom Jr. and this song are the best shot that movie has for a win. So we'll see what it actually ends up taking home. So those are the Golden Globe nominations this year. Oh my God. All right. So share your thoughts down below. Who do you hope will win? Who do you hope will win? Who do you think will win? And then who are you rooting for that maybe get some recognition for the Oscars who didn't hear? All right. Again, share those thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.